The Eldar have been around for almost as long as 40k has existed, separated into their craft world-bound Eldari and their dark piratical kin, the Drukhari. But back in 7th edition, Games Workshop would create a new sub-faction combining both Eldari and Drukhari into an army that would wind up breaking 3 separate editions. The Ynnari, elves that drew strength from death in an attempt to create a new god. The Ynnari gimmick is drawing power from the souls of slain units. And when they first debuted in 7th edition, that was represented by soulburst actions. When any unit died, friend or foe, a Ynnari unit within 7 inches was eligible to immediately move, shoot, or declare a charge. This could let you set up disgusting plays in your own turn, such as killing a unit and then running away, or shooting a unit to death and using the soulburst action to shoot again. But it also let you destroy your opponent's turn by responding to any of your units dying by running a different unit away or leveling your opponent in a hail of bullets. And while that was truly broken, it was its tendency to chain out of control that really broke the game. Your opponent, for example, could kill a unit of Rangers, allowing a nearby unit of Dark Reapers to shoot. The Reapers would kill the unit they shot at, triggering another Ynnari unit to shoot, which would kill a different unit and trigger another Ynnari unit to shoot, and so on and so forth. To cap it all off, Ynnari also got the Reborn Warhost detachment, where, if they followed a few minor restrictions, allowed them to trigger 2 soulburst actions for every slain unit, which could each trigger 2 more soulburst actions, in an explosion of death that could quite literally destroy every single enemy unit on the board. Games Workshop ported this mechanic into the new edition when 8th edition reset the game, immediately making it one of the 2 best armies in the game right out of the gate alongside Imperial Guard. Our very own Nick Nanavati invaded the double Shining Spear Ynnari build that swept the meta for the early parts of the edition. When the Ynnari index was updated a couple years later, GW removed the soulburst mechanic wholesale. This would essentially remove them from relevancy for the back half of 8th edition. Ynnari would continue to sleep in 9th edition, not really making any kind of competitive waves. However, in the 10th edition Eldari Codex, Games Workshop again tried to make the Ynnari signature mechanic work with the Lethal Intent detachment rule. Lethal Intent allowed any Eldari unit to make a normal move at the end of the opponent's shooting phase if any friendly unit anywhere was killed. This ultimately wound up being too much for the meta to handle, as alongside the teleporting Incarn and wide access to fights first essentially let the army play almost as much on the opponent's turn as on their own. So GW again had to step in and handcuff Lethal Intent in both the range of the effect and how far the unit was allowed to move. We'll see what Ynnari inevitably do in 11th edition, but given their past track record, I, for one, am scared.